The launch of Sims 2 is a major event in the history of gaming. If you think about it, it's the sequel to the biggest PC game of all time, and that's certainly something to pay attention to, I think. Games as a whole today touch so many more people than you might imagine. When you think about the Sims, the original Sims, that's in its various forms and expansion packs, sold about 34 million copies of software, and so that's a lot of people that you touch with that game. And so anything that has that type of coverage really has the opportunity to impact popular culture. And I think that what we've tried to do is we've tried to build a really compelling entertainment experience that happens to be a computer game at the same time. And I think through that we should be able to affect pop culture in the way that great art or entertainment affects pop culture. I think most gratifying is the accolade that you get from fans and people within the industry, whether they're retailers or press or people that are competitors. When you see The Sims 2, it's a pretty exciting piece of software. You're struck immediately by how good and how fresh the game looks, and as soon as you get into the software and you're past the create your own sim, create your own family, build your own house, pick your own neighborhood, build your own neighborhood, and you get into playing the game, you find that wants and fears, that new addition of sort of your Sims dreams, really adds this new dimension to gameplay that really kind of changes, what was an enjoyable but sort of Groundhog Day-like experience into something that, is really reflective of all of the high moments, the extreme moments of real life. When you think about building a piece of software and you think about what is it? What's the nugget? What's the thing that kind of encapsulates all of the things that you're doing? You get to this concept of the X. Sort of X marks a spot at the very center of what it is that you're building. And so the X for The Sims 2 is Sims 2, Genes, Dreams, and Extremes. And what that really means is you can't produce the sequel to The Sims without acknowledging the fact that it's the sequel to The Sims. And so having Sims 2 in there is really important. The dreams really speak to the wants and the fears, that new aspirational gameplay that that changes the dimensionality of the software. The genes talks to not just the life stages that we have, but the fact that the genetic traits are passed down from from father to son, from mother to daughter, as you go through the game. And then the extremes really talks about the high and the low moments of life, which really sort of encapsulates all of those funny opportunities in the software. One way to think about The Sims 2 is it's really an infinite simulation, an infinite people simulator. And there are so many options. I mean, you can start as a baby, go to a toddler, become a child, a teenager, an adult, an elder. You can die, you can have children, you can have partners, you can get married, you can build houses, you can have families, you can have many families, you can have lovers, you can have many lovers. There's so many different options in The Sims 2. And so, on the one hand, that gives you just a massive degree of diversity. Almost, the only limit really is your imagination. And then the challenge that presents, of course, is you need to be able to cut a path through the play experience for the user. And I think we've been able to do that, to a great degree with this software.